It's been pretty incredible to see it from its humble beginnings to such a mature event that it is now.
That was the first ever street we did, wasn't it? This was downtown High Street, which was a replica of Stokes Croft where we used to hang out. It was our first ever official stage set, the old boombox, remember that?
Yeah.
It's one bit of plywood cut out, can't make to spray it up. On the first year we were expecting about 500 people and 1,500 people turned up and we couldn't believe it. So then next year we planned for 2,000 and maybe 4,000 or 5,000 turned up.
We were adding to the districts and it was a nice evolution, wasn't it?
Yeah, extremely important to us that we evolve creatively in every possible direction so that the audience come and experience something brand new every year.
I was driving my son around, I had a buggy. It was Friday night, son's about 7 or 8 at the time, and I just remember looking at his face and just the magic in his eyes as he was just looking at these stages and these lights and these flames kicking off the top of Bank High. And I think he was a bit nervous because it's quite an overwhelming sight, just as it gets dark and it just starts to roar. The hum of the festival just kind of roar. And yeah, it's just nice seeing somebody with such pure, fresh eyes looking at what we've created. I really remember that.
Oh, girl, like you and me into, they don't know what we've been through. Whoa, whoa, they don't know.
We can kind of do what we want, and what we want to do is give people the best experience possible.
When you enter a district, no matter which one it is that you've been working on all year round, there is undoubtedly a sense of magic, seeing it completely come alive and transform. And that's mainly through the characters interacting with the sets and the people and completely bringing it to life. But to make that succinct district, all of those elements have to come together: the set design, the performance, the music. Everything becomes cohesive and then that world is complete.
You can really seamlessly move between one district straight into another and then you're like, bang, whole new feel.
You can walk through Disorder Alley and then you end up in the streets of Metropolis. And the difference from like metal fans to house fans is normally quite vast, or people would think it is, but actually when you get them all in this just amazing bowl and it's just like people bundling around together, seeing people enjoy scenes that they might not necessarily think is theirs is such a brilliant joy, it really is.
We've got an international group of people that have similar thoughts and similar feelings and a similar approach and attitude to life, which binds us as a community, and we feel very strongly that sense of togetherness, and that is a big part of Boomtown.
It's always a little bit of a miracle that it all comes together as well as it does. But that's because of the energy that builds before the show. Everybody is fully invested in what's going on.
I think it's quite unbelievable for a lot of people to think that there's this many of us that work in the office all year round to create this, because it is just a 5-day festival. But it's from the minute the festival finishes, we're already talking about the designs for the year after, we're planning the budgets, and then November, December, we're starting planning scaffolding designs, and we start going into the fabrication, and then we go into the tech design, and, you know, and the rigging plots, and it's just constant.
By the time the audience arrive, there's like 6,000 of us been living there for a month, you know. We're already in. People are like falling in love and splitting up and going to the bar every night. We're all working together for this ridiculous goal.
Throughout the last 10 years, there's been so many moments where we've just been like, oh my God, what are we doing? You know, why are we doing this to ourselves? But then when we open those gates and we see everyone running to the campsites, you know, running down to the main stages, there's nothing more incredible than that, is there?
No, that's the reason you do it.
That's the reason why we do it.
You know, we're throwing one of the biggest and best festivals in the world, and we're having all these spectacular stages that were being grown with all these pyrotechnics in it, and then it soon became obvious that really that at the end of a show and at the end of everybody sort of a mass crowd watching their favourite DJ or band, that we had a captive audience. The closing ceremony generally plays out on our 2 main dance stages. I remember the first one that we really did with the masked man announcing himself and announcing the revolution.
We got to the end of the set, and then this atmospheric music came on, and you could see people were a bit like, what's going on? And then the masked man came up, the atmosphere was just like buzzing.
I was in steamed up goggles with a mask on, 40 foot above the audience, and you could still feel it up there, just that atmosphere and the vibe of that, and the unifying factor of it, even though it was a complete sort of sci-fi fantasy character. It brought the whole thing together.
Yeah, it was spine-tingling.
So shall we rise once again from the shadows? The revolution starts now.
And as the show rolled out and the tune dropped and the pyro went, and that was just like one of the most magic moments for me. And then all the people put their fist in the air, and that was like, I could physically see how many people had actually got the story. No other festival had done that, had they?
We've flown people on zip wires, we've had people like abseiling, wall running, like vertical dance troops. It kind of brings it alive.
I want to create those moments where they're like having the best time ever. But ultimately, underneath all that, there should be this messaging coming through and just making them think a little bit more about these wider issues that we are turning onto it as we get a little bit more mature.
The future is unwritten.
Boomtown, where are you? Proper wet feet, innit? Well, the world's in a real bad place at the moment. Human beings are destroying the planet. The leaders of the world can no longer be trusted. They rely on other people to pick up their rubbish, so it's down to us now to write the future. Every single one of us, all individuals, if you want the world to be more like a festival. Festivals are gonna have to lead by example.
Well, it's a farm, and so the land is used for farming throughout the year, and it is Boomtown that comes to the farm. So here we are, we've got 1.5 barrels of discarded NOS canisters. The fact that they're still here is because I don't know what to do with them. So if someone can think of some usage for them, please let me know, and I'd be only too happy to hand them over. It reflects many hours of time picking them up.
Just recently, the last couple of years, we feel like we've really cracked the infrastructure and the behind the scenes, the operation. The show's incredible, but what we're not getting right really is the impact we have on the land, and it is massive.
There's as much plastic in a tent as 8,750 plastic straws. So if you times that by 20,000 tents, say, that are left behind, it's equivalent to 175 million plastic straws. This plastic can't be recycled. The guide ropes and the poles and the zips will clog up the machinery, so waste facilities won't accept it, so it's taken to landfill.
For what it cost us to clean up the entire site afterwards, we could probably build 3 new stages the size of the Lion's Den.
The artists have to believe in it, the citizens have to believe in it, and we have to believe in it. So everybody has to get on board to make this happen. But I think that can happen. We can move forward and make it a more sustainable festival.
The hills and the fields and the woods that we have on site create such a magical world. We have an area of special scientific interest within the festival site. I'm not sure if that exists in any other event.
You know, we need to work together to foster this wonderful downland that is the South Down National Park.
We feel really lucky that we create such a unique way for people to enjoy a national park. But we also appreciate that we need to make sure that it is respected for others to use it the rest of the year.
Down in this valley is one of Boomtown's main stages, the Lion's Den. And it's a perfect venue, the sloping hills, and I imagine there'll be up to 30,000 people enjoying some band here. I'm afraid I don't know who the bands are.
Over the years, we've really recognised the importance of the opening ceremony and the closing ceremony, that chance where everyone comes together, they connect, and we kind of start the journey of the weekend together.
Calling people together to feel that one heartbeat that exists within all of us and to consciously put our roots into the earth is very powerful, very powerful.
A lot of what should drive us is about being human, being people and living the human experience. And the festival environment has always been a key part of that process.
We have spent quite a bit of time with elders, with tribes, and really understanding what it means to come together and have festivals or gatherings, something that we feel has been a little bit lost over the years.
Siempre estamos ahí, conectados con ellos, aprendiendo muchas cosas de ellos y de nosotros también enseñar a la persona que no sabe. Y esa persona que no sé yo, nos enseña. Tener un lapso de amistad y una conexión armónica.
It's been really, really inspiring to spend time with these beautiful people, and it's not too dissimilar to what we're doing with the festival.
It is a coming together, and it is building a community and a sense of connection with each other and our environment.
One heart, one life, one planet to inhabit. Only one chance left to hand it to our children in one piece. Before the damage is too much, but only if we all kick the habit now.
So when we first started the festival, it was very much about punk music and ska music and reggae and drum and bass and techno. And then as we evolved, we started in the set design, in the narratives and the theatre. We then understood that we had this social responsibility to inspire positive change outside the festival environment.
This is the thing, it's not just the 4 days, what is now this year, 5 days. There's a huge amount more to it, and the camaraderie and the community that's grown up around this event is amazing.
And it just shows what is achievable when everybody is moving towards one thing, and there are so many thousands of people who all come together and do their part. And when thousands of people come together towards one goal, we really can achieve anything. Ridiculous amounts.
We're this enormous, amazing community. 66,000 people, that's a lot of people. That's a big difference collectively to make.
Two steps back, one heart, one life, one planet to inhabit. Only one chance left to hand it to our children in one piece. For the damage is too much, but only if we all kick the habit now.
I want my kids to come and see this culture we've built between us all. I want them to know it and understand it, love it and grow up in it.
You know, we're looking forwards, and in a critical time, we're looking for solutions.
This year we've announced that we are single-use plastic free across the whole entire festival site.
We've connected with an amazing organisation called the Tree Sisters. So we're going to plant basically a tropical rainforest with a tree for every single person on site. That's 66,000 trees.
Considering where we started from, we never ever imagined that we would be growing a tropical rainforest. It's literally the most important thing we could be doing.
There's a hope that we, as a collective, continue our upward trajectory on all levels. Where that goes, who knows? What happens, who knows? An upward trajectory of positivity and respect. It doesn't really matter where we go, because we'll be all right.
Strong like lion, me say we tough like iron. Bad like the Wild West, hear me no man. Espa me chest, call me Superman.